I studied international relations at Uninter. This was my second bachelor's degree. My first one is journalism. Eu sou de São Paulo, mas hoje eu moro em Manaus, que é na Amazônia. When I concluded my studies in journalism, I started thinking about what was happening in the world. That's why I chose international relations. And I found on Uninter this opportunity to study. I travel a lot because of my work as a journalist. And Uninter gave me this opportunity to study online wherever I was. This was completely important to me to conclude this stage of my career. During the bachelor's degree at Uninter, I had the opportunity to study at Universidade San Inácio de Loyola, em Peru, UCIL. O que mais me agradou foi a dinâmica que tinha nas aulas. Tem que fazer pesquisa, tem que fazer lição de casa. Às vezes a pessoa imagina, é virtual, então não deve ser tão exigente, mas não é bem assim. I wrote a research with UCIL about a military operation that happens in Latin America to assist refugees. And it was great because it was academic research in Spanish, another language for me. My first language is Portuguese. And I also work with English because I had to read a lot of documents. And Uninter gave me this opportunity to make a virtual exchange. So it was real time, interacting every day. I studied 3 courses there. The first one was about negotiation. The second one was history of conflicts, war, Latin America geopolitics. And the third one was humanitarian logistics. I researched about the refugees from Venezuela. Mas também tinha tarefas de casa que a gente tinha que fazer grupos fora da aula para se organizar e fazer uma apresentação. No começo, eu tinha um pouco mais de dificuldade para entender por causa do sotaque. Fala muito rápido. I learned a lot from Peru, things that I never heard during my life, and I live so close to Peru. We are like siblings, and this kind of contact is really important to us. Eu sempre quis trabalhar na área humanitária. Sempre me candidatei nas vagas da ONU por muitos anos. Eu me candidatei para uma vaga no escritório que tem aqui no norte do Brasil. Eu consegui passar em primeiro lugar nesse processo seletivo. Eu trabalhei na Agência da ONU para Refugiados, a UNHCR. Coordenei a comunicação da Agência da ONU para Refugiados aqui na Amazônia, que é o lugar que a gente tem as fronteiras para os outros países que recebem refugiados. Eu fiquei 1 ano na ONU e eu saí da ONU para se tornar oficial de Relações Internacionais no Exército. Hoje eu estou como oficial de Relações Internacionais do Exército Brasileiro. The fact about the Army is that I am the first officer of international relations in the Army. It's the first time that the Army has this kind of specialization. It's like a trailblazing. For me, this one it's one of the greatest achievements because a former student from Uninter is opening a new career in the army. From my perspective, it would be interesting to have more programs involving more countries. For example, a program involving Colombia, Brazil, Peru. Something that can unite the countries. I would like to stay engaged with Uninter.